Good Sunday, everyone, and welcome to Today at the Races. Paddock side, Dave Rodman along with Keith Fustel from Echo Basin, our morning line maker here at Laurel Park. Similar conditions today at Laurel Park as yesterday. Cloudy skies, haven't seen the sun in a while, but the good news, the track's in great shape for this afternoon's racing program. Keith, they're harrowing the track right now, just ahead of us here on the first turn outside the paddock.
Yes, it's right in between good and fast, almost a wet fast if you want to call it. I'm going to be safe and call it good to start, with all the moisture. Still seems packed pretty tight. Talked to one of the local trainers here, said it was playing a little bit on the fast side this morning.
Yeah, well, that rain gets in there, packs it down a little bit maybe. Yeah, we can see some quick times.
Sure.
As evidenced by, I believe it was last Sunday, although it was rated good. The times are pretty quick, but still a lot of moisture in it this past Sunday at Laurel Park. A week ago today, actually, right? Okay. 46, actually that was MLK Day, wasn't it? That
yes,
was
it
good,
was.
right? 46 degrees right now. Rain this morning, it's pretty much gone away. Track rated good, and the winds out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. High today, maybe about 52, 53 degrees. Eclipse Awards last night.
Yes.
Congratulations to California Chrome, Horse of the Year for the second time. The vote was 202 to 40.
Wow. I voted for Arrogate, if anybody wants to know. I mean, I love California Chrome. I just thought they met on the square, and Arrogate beat them on the square. California Chrome had an easy lead. I was there, called that chart that day at the Breeders' Cup, and he had a great season. Don't get me wrong. Arrogate did too. I mean, the run-up at Saratoga, and then the Breeders' Cup. We'll see what happens, next week, right?
Right. Pegasus World Cup here at Laurel Park next week. Join us. Watch and wager, and your chance to win a trip to the 2018 Pegasus World Cup. That'll be Saturday here at Laurel Park. And Kevin Gomez back in town. Did not get the leading or Eclipse for Apprentice, but good try though. And Luis Ocasio, leading apprentice, Eclipse Award winning apprentice for the year. Kevin back aboard and ready to ride today. Keith, we've got the early pick 5 ticket I know you like today. Though we have a carryover in the pick 6 of 4281 and the super high 5 with an enticing 8696, but you won't be able to play that until the third race on the card.
Right.
No high 5 in the first 2 on the program, but a nice carryover. Keep that in mind. It starts in the third race, 8696. And you've got an early pick 5 to start the day. And as we get into the handicapping section of the program on Today at the Races, sponsored by Fidelity First. Keith, his first race pick is on the outside, Twist and Shout. The 7-horse is Chip Secluded, making that from the George Weaver barn, Twist and Shout, the outside filly in the 5.5 furlong dash to kick off the pick 5. You want to do the race first?
Let's
or
do
the
ticket
first?
Let's take a quick look at that ticket. And just talking about yesterday's early pick 5, which paid over $1,000. Here are your odds. Race 1 won a 3 to 1, 5 to 2, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, and a 1 to 2 shot. You still got $1,000 for that 50-cent wager. Tremendous. It just kind of maybe falls through the cracks a hair early on. It's a good bet to attack. The payouts have been awesome over the last month or two at Laurel Park. Here's the early pick 5 ticket, 2 deep in the opener. Everything's going to kind of go around the 1 with Kieran McGee, Michael's Butterfly, and the 6 Twist and Shout. Going to single Kieran in race 2. Kieran loaded early. He's got 4 runners in today, all with a strong shot. 3 deep in race 3. Going to go ahead and single Resident Scholar there in race 4. Another Kieran McGee runner, and then the 5th. Wide open. It costs only $24. If you want to add a couple extra in race 5, go right ahead. We've got a firster for Horacio De Paz. Bring Me Answers. I think will take plenty of play. Look for a rebound maybe for the 9, Sweet Zariah. Tar Heel Raven off of just 1 trip, kind of a bomb shot at Timonium. Hanalei Sunset had the dead rail in its debut. And we've got the training debut, I believe, for Brandon McFarlane in there with the 13 Mama Doolittle.
One of the many
the disciples.
Disciples in the press box,
yeah.
Gone on to big careers.
Yeah, leaves us
and here
where we are.
are.
It's saying something, Dave.
I don't know. Okay, in the opener, again, a scratch of 7, chips included, and my buddy Coast Guard Mike down in Virginia, who plays every day, likes that ticket. He likes the bottom-heavy ticket on any multi-race wager, pick 4s or whatever. I mean, if you can't get through the first couple of legs, he says, forget about it. So you've got a lot of a lot of ground to cover there in the last race. If you're alive, you've got many, many horses.
Yeah.
All right, well, Michael's Butterfly line is one of the live Kieran McGee runners today at 7-5, but selection-wise, you're going to go against that favorite with Twist and Shout from the Weaver barn from the outside.
Oh, Weaver, yeah. It comes in a good second off this kind of a layoff with a good sample, close to 30% with a positive ROI. A filly that showed promise this summer at Saratoga, and everything has kind of gone downhill since. The blinkers went on last time. She really broke in a tangle, a little rank, had to veered in, had to steady. The race was over at that point. Looking at this race, flow-wise, maybe Next Street has speed. I don't think anybody else has the speed of Twist and Shout. As long as she breaks straight, she drops in half here. I think she can go to the front and possibly dictate this wire to wire to short price. Michael's Butterfly, a 3-time winner against mainly all horses eligible for 2 in life. Last time I got a lot of help, called in sick, just went out there at a fast and furious pace. Almost kind of inherited the lead as that one just stone cold quit at the 16th pole. Did go on a good number, a 63 buyer. Visually, it was good. I don't think it was great. They're holding the level. Kieran manages his horses the right way. We've seen it time and time again. This is where she belongs. She is the horse to beat. No doubt.
And there's the reason for the non-raise, I guess, and he felt the same way, keeping her in here for the $11,000 level. Next Street was behind Michael's Butterfly last time out, but she's going to have that pace problem with the speed of your top selection, Twist and Shout. It appears on the outside. Brooks on Fire, any shot to win?
Slight.
I mean, you don't put her on the ticket, but she's dropping as well.
Yeah, I've got her 4th, but last time out, it was I threw into the mix. Hearts of Claim waited a couple months and raised. The horse looked okay on the racetrack. Just got a real tricky early trip. Had to steady a little bit. Made almost 2 moves in the race before fading. Was down towards the inside. I can see an improvement on the big drop for Brooks on Fire.
Again, no high-five wagering in the first, no high-five wagering in the second, as we're down to 6. With number 6, it's Alco Pathetic, the scratch. Put Horatio Caramanos on 2, Run for Zach. Forest Boy still off the mounts today, so we'll have some rider changes for Forest this afternoon. There's a horse I've chased a little bit, Run for Zach, adding the blinkers on today. You say, well, got a chance, but you're going to Kieran McGee here. I think that Zen Papa race has convinced you a little bit. January 7th, right?
As much as I hated
Comeback
Zen
winner
Papa,
and you hated
Saturday
him that day.
Sunshine comes out of it to win yesterday. Sir Luca Richard was 9 clear. I think Kieran's got the whole card for this horse. They went back to the Helen Marshall ownership for Kieran McGee. The mile's not going to be an issue. I kind of maybe see a lineup in this race, believe it or not. I'm going to go against the 4, Mid-Ocean, who's also going to take a lot of money for George Weaver. But Heavenly Hayes, I think, is a sneaky type. I think he is the speed of the speed. He's got a good 72 buyer at the distance. When he can kind of shake free and get a comfortable lead, he can be tough, and he might be able to kind of dictate the flow around this racetrack at a mile distance. I think Sir Luca Richard gets good aim on him at the head of the stretch, though. Maybe those 2 of the wire, using a price shot underneath with the 1.
Run for Zach is adding the blinkers. Number 2, Run for Zach, who was second last time out to a lengthy class dropper. My Giant from the Kieran McGee barn, I believe it was, and got claimed out of that race. So I was surprised that he actually got into the race late. He looked hopelessly outrun. I know he's got no early speed, but he was about 20-23. You've got off that lead in the second call. Easily that for sure. And came rolling to finish second. Maybe thought he had the race won because you couldn't see My Giant. He was so far ahead in that race. He was a 10-length galloping winner. He thought he won. But blinkers going on maybe perhaps place him a little closer to the pace. We'll see what happens with that change of equipment from the Ned Allard barn.
I think that'll help. He's steadily improving. He's found a home at Laurel Park, no doubt about it. He likes the surface.
He made a monster move there on December the 16th. I know it was kind of with the flow and the bias of the track, but that was an ultra-quick move with 3 furlongs to go. I thought he'd make that move last time. Well, I guess he did from the 3/16 to the 8th pole and then to the wire, but My Giant was too far in front at that time.
My Giant winning by 78 that day. It was huge.
His third race, 86-96, high 5 carrier. That'll be our first high 5 of the afternoon, but went unclaimed the last few races yesterday here at Laurel Park, and so we've got a nice carryover there. Don't let that pass you by, especially with a field of 8. And Keith's going to a horse that got a lot of early play last time out. That was Jaw Dropper. Early, middle, and late play for Jaw Dropper. $500,000 colt by Tappet, who hasn't quite panned out, has he?
Yeah, like I said, we've seen this time and time again. Can you give us $550,000 to go buy some horses, please? I'll take 50, and I'll go head to head. Now, Jaw Dropper was pounded. I thought just a little more for Lacey Gaudette would be the favorite in that race. Was not, went on to win by 6. Was on the better part of the track and kicked away late. Jaw Dropper, though, a little steady at the beginning, showed a nice burst of speed, then it's steady slightly at the half-mile pole. This horse did not get a comfortable run. This is now or never, it looks like, for Jaw Dropper. I think if he breaks, he might be able to outfoot Triple Blackjack to his outside and go on with it. He did try to make a little move once altered out at the 16th pole. Jaw Dropper did, but flattened late. Was left with too much work to do. One final shot for him. Going against the 2, going to use the 2, but we're going to try to beat him. Go Pittigo is going to be your solid favorite. The blinkers go on Michelle Nevin. She comes down here with maidens, Dave. 6 for 15 the last 2 years with maidens on the dirt at Laurel.
Wow, that's pretty
Does
strong.
not have any speed. Looking for that setup. Shortens up from 6 to 5.5. Going to have to get going a little bit sooner, but this class drop might put him in the race a little bit sooner.
Triple Blackjack on the outside. No work since the last race 30 days ago, but he's not much of a workhorse, as you can see, and that's a good percentage. Maiden claimers with that time away for Campitelli. Not a huge sample, but enough to convince me you still got to use him a bit, I think, in here.
Yeah,
Triple Blackjack.
Absolutely. If this track starts playing, hedging a little bit towards the outside, which I think it was a slight outside advantage on yesterday's car. I know a high roller was able to kind of battle along the inside and kick away. He got off the rail through the stretch. Triple Blackjack tried real hard last time. I liked him, got clear, couldn't hold off, just as if a Haviland man came back to run okay on the rays. He'll be a major player in here, no doubt.
If you thought Charlie's Darlin was going to change his attitude with a change of barns, well, he didn't. I mean, he gets way back. I mean, Irish Handcuffs, the horse that beat him last time out, traditionally a late closer, and he was back there with Irish Handcuffs and got out-kicked as a slight favorite last time out. On the slop, if the pace is fast enough, track's playing his way today, could be the day. He's an 0 for 14 maiden. We'll be back in just a moment with a closer look at the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 on Today at the Races, sponsored by Fidelity First. Back in a bit.
The best bets at Laurel Park are the Pick 5s, and we have 2 of them. The early Pick 5 starts in race 1 and is a mandatory payout. The late Pick 5 is the last 5 races of the day and has carryover potential. Both Pick 5s at Laurel Park have an industry-low 12% takeout. The Pick 5s at Laurel Park, your best bet.
Here it is, $4,281 and a 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 carryover. If you're the single ticket holding that Pick 6 combination, you get the jackpot. And in the 4th race, to start off, that Rainbow Pick 6 is a mile race, a second wire finish. Caramanos, the number 6, Abide by Me. Well, I know, Keith, that you said Kieran McGee is loaded, and apparently there's a reason you're not going to go against an odds-on favorite here. I know you try to beat the favorites when you can, but it didn't look like there was much around getting around this runner for you, at least. Belated is the comment last time out. First off, the claim to a horse tactical hero that ran a solid number for the maiden 20 going to 1-turn mile. Maybe just a little drop here. And, well, this is a typical Kieran move.
Yeah, the attack mode, bumped up a little bit. Didn't take much play last time. I thought ran pretty well. A good bump up in the Buyers to a 55. This horse can even regress maybe 8 or 10 points and still get the job done. Brilliant Choice will be up towards the front along with Spring Ahead. Spring Ahead could be dangerous, I think, up a long way. Brilliant Choice will get a slower pace today, long shot for trainer Kathy Dibben. But Resident Scholar, anything remotely close to that first effort off the claim for Kieran, I think backs up. We've seen the move time and time again. That's why they win races at a good clip. They spot their horses accordingly. I think he'll be much closer today than he was last time. I don't think any of these horses had the speed of what he saw last time in those internal fractions of 23 and 4, 47 and 1, 12 and 1. Bridge Builder, Trevor and Dale hooked up with High Roller yesterday. I've liked this horse. I liked him last time. Absolutely no kick. A little trouble in the stretch, but he wasn't really running then. Maybe this slight little drop back down will get him into the mix. He handled the dirt okay, and that maiden try beat Resident Scholar 3 races back. I think a bounce back effort for the one Bridge Builder.
Bridge Builder is one of 3 races out of that Gold Braid race. The one Bridge Builder, the 2 Brilliant Choice, and the 7 on the outside there. What Are You Doing Now?
Yeah.
Who actually was just ahead of Bridge Builder in the late game. That was a day. CB Bodemeister was second. Gold Braid Light was more of a speed day here at Laurel Park, January 8th. The things kind of reversed a little bit for some reason. Maybe it was cold. I don't remember the circumstances, but I think it was a very cold day, wasn't it? In any case, they're coming out of the same race. 3 of the runners here, the 1, 2, and the 7. The 6 here, Abide by Me, Ned Allard, second time blinkers, first time at Laurel Park.
Should stretch out. I think
AP
this is going to be
Indy,
fun.
Dynaformer?
Well, half to Abiding Star, who we saw
okay.
run a little bit around these parts. Certainly the blinkers went on last time. Went back, High Five Cotton, second place finisher in its debut November 28th at Parks, came back to run a 61 in its next. Looks like he kind of does what he has to do. I think to stretch it back out to the mile is the right move for this horse. I think he's a player underneath.
Okay, let's go on to the 5th race. It is the late pick 5 and the final leg of Keith's early pick 5 play. If you missed that earlier in the program, he's going way deep here, but sticking mostly to the outside runners in the 5th race. Put Kevin Gomez on the one follow the pedals, full field of 14, going 3/4 of a mile. Went to the 12 there, did you? Hanalei Sunset. Don't let the -0 Bayer figure fool you. Blinkers go on, and as you mentioned earlier in the program, track was sloppy. Christmas Eve, chips occluded, went all the way, kind of splashing toward the middle of the track, and this horse was inside on the worst part of the track. So a couple of changes here, including the class drop for hot trainer Mary Epler.
Yeah, Mary Epler, second time maiden, second career start, I should say. 2 for 10 over the last couple of years, 6 for 10 in the money. This one showed really good gate speed from the rail. You usually don't see that with a first-time starter, 2-year-old at that time. But was out with the pace, kind of eased back a little bit, stayed inside the entire way, which was that was the death knell right there. Hanalei Sunset. The blinkers go on, kind of checking the internals of these other horses. They're okay. They're not great. I think Hanalei Bay can stay. Hanalei Sunset can stay around a long, long way in this race. May not necessarily even need the lead, as we saw with Chips Occluded, who came from just off the pace. The 13, Mama Doolittle, training debut for Brandon McFarland. I guess if he does as well training as he does driving a golf ball, he's going to do just fine. The guy can absolutely crush it off the tee. It's a straight about 320. Played in a golf tournament with him a while back, but good to see him getting in the training game. This horse hooked up in a long extended duel with Holiday Magician last time out. Had the rail, had the worst part of the track, held on quite well to the 3/16. We've got video of that race on the 18th, guys. There it is right there, down on the rail. Kind of got the lead by about a half length early, but Holiday Magician would just not let her go. And these internals, 24-1, you see 48-4 go up, 3/4 and 15. They were quicker than the maiden claiming 40 boys that day, the 2-year-old boys, at the same distance. They just stay in a ding-dong battle up until about the quarter pole. The closers come in, high tolerance, your eventual winner. But I thought this was a much improved effort for Mama Doolittle. The turn back in distance to the 6 furlongs a day. Once again, the draw to the outside maybe doesn't necessarily need the lead. She's going to run all right, and I think you're going to get a square price unless all of Brandon's friends jump in and start hammering. Bet late, guys, if you're going to bet.
And a good point about the fractions, and maybe that's the reason there have been 2 winners out of that race, Holiday Magician and Trudy's Lucky. Correct. So already a double key race there. Mama Doolittle exits good luck to Brandon on his first starter, right? Okay.
Yeah, Tar Heel Ravens just a bomb, 15-1 morning line, but I see the little layoff and a ROI of close to $5 for Tar Heel Raven and trainer in Merriman. I'm going to throw into the mix the 10 Frisian Gal showed a little bit more life last time. An improved effort. Scarlett Ransom was able to kind of dictate the entire way December the 26th. It has been hampered. Inside trips, quite a few in a row. The drop in half for Frisian Gal is going to put her back into the mix. Sweet Zariah. I don't know if there was an equipment problem with her last time. She was getting out bad, like around the turn, actually bothered a couple horses. They dropped. Any kind of almost an omni-fig for the most part. You look at some of those other buyer figures, except for maybe Frisian Gal. This horse is going to be the horse to beat. We've got a firster for Sagamore, the 5 horse. Bring Me Answers, Dave. I'm against her. Went back by mine shaft out of a mare. It kind of screened turf and going long on the turf. Second dam was a winner going long on the grass.
Yeah,
Any opinion on this?
Dam broke the maiden on the dirt but did, like you said, did the best running on the turf. Why in for 10 when you got some versatility there on the Dam side for the Sagamore owned and bred? But they run the horses where they believe they belong, that's for sure. And sometimes you'll see people go in for some of the claimers out of the Sagamore breeding program as well, thinking that they would be a useful horse. So dirt and turf pedigree really out of the Dam there for that debut runner.
5.5 or 6 furlongs. I think the horse might went longer, but catches a really group of suspects runners for its debut.
6th race, the one against the wind. Jockey is Trevor McCarthy. First off the claim there on that sloppy track was a decent third, but kind of flattened out in the stretch. I kind of liked this horse a little bit last time out, if you recall. So we'll see what happens today and how the track's playing. You went to outside, and can't stop seniority with a classic Wildcat, 23 wins, 11 years old, and 4 of his wins came last year at 10. So fine wine from the Leatherbury Barn, Hall of Famer.
Doesn't mind a little moisture in the track. Got the best of the Paul's 2 races back. Last time out, we've got video, December 24th. Actually, we're going to catch Cuddy Shark and Classic Wildcat. Cuddy Shark, the 5-horse today. Cuddy Shark on the outside that day. Kind of hesitates, had the head turned at the break, was really kind of just not prepared at all for the start. Actually made a big move up in between horses, did Cuddy Shark. And down to the inside of Cuddy Shark there is Classic Wildcat in the gym stable colors, the orange and white. And Classic Wildcat, once again, there was a nice duel set up, risky guy to the outside. Cuddy Shark actually drops to the inside as well, but just stays pretty much inside on a day. The 24th we talked about earlier with another horse today that we like was not the place to be.
And notice how riders are indeed trying to make an effort to at least stay in the 2-3 path and more.
Cuddy Shark doesn't stay, stays okay after that brutal start, and Classic Wildcat still trying to the end. A move to the outside. He's got enough tactical speed. He likes to be stalking in that 3-4 wide path. I think he can go ahead and wear the pulse down. The pulse, to me, is the speed of speed. They got to come get him.
Yep, speed and a will to win at 11, that's for sure. Enough to late speed and will to win at 11. 6-2-5-4 and a 6 there for Keith in our video spotlight on Classic Wildcat. 7th race, the 1-turn mile. Well, we've seen a lot of horses come to Laurel from Parks going into Schoenthal's barn. Some have run okay, some have not, but certainly Palladian didn't lose a step.
No.
Notching his 14th win lifetime, and now gets claimed in the Silliman's barn. You're going to try to go against here, or a horse that's, he's in good form, 14 out of 49, no doubt. But you're going to the 8 far outside, and wow, Monkey's Medal. That's a horse that I've been chasing a little bit here and there. Kind of like him last time.
We caught him 2 races back. He's kind of an in and out type of a runner.
The 1-turn mile.
The 1-turn mile. And I think when Connemara Coast and Monkey's Meadow, I think these 2 are just a little bit better than the rest of the field. You got some of these Penn shippers. These 2 have been mainstays around here and have been able to do well. Let's go back to that race on the 16th of December. Connemara Coast is 3 wide, just perched well in hand. Monkey's Meadow was down over the inside, now swings outside in the yellow and the white with the white cap, and was down on the worst part of the racetrack for a long, long time on the 16th. But when push comes to shove and the real running begins from the 3/16 pole home, it's Monkey's Meadow that gets the best of Connemara Coast. Connemara Coast trying a little bit of a hang job here in between horses late. Monkey's Meadow goes to the left lead late, but is able to sustain under the right-handed stick of Carrasco. Carrasco reunited with Monkey's Meadow today. These 2, I think they're going to get a good pace flow in front of them. Palladian probably wanted a little bit more moisture in the track. Going to be sent up from the rail. Hauler, another one, likes moisture in the racetrack. I think he's a little bit more tactical as is Hauler. He's run big numbers over this racetrack. But Monkey's Meadow, Connemara Coast, I just got them a cut above class-wise, and they're staying fairly consistent.
Yep, Hauler, Mark Reed, they're concerned about the layoff there for that runner. He's won with this horse off a similar type of layoff before, but again, you'll say class-wise, maybe the others just a little bit of a cut above. We'll see if Palladian can continue to hold form there. First off, the claim from Richard Silliman.
He's coming back, short rest. a quick jump up. He's down inside. Like I say, he got what he wanted. He dogged him into the ground last time. This is a better field.
Alrighty, 8th race at 6 furlongs and no changes in the 8th. It's our final double of the day here at Laurel Park. And Keith's going to a bit of a closer here. LX Sunrise, who at least appears to me, she'll be a bit of a closer in the spot, shipping in from Parks.
Yeah, we got a couple horses, Parks horses here that legitimately have a shot. Renaissance Rosie is going to be a short price, number 7 for trainer Jeff Ronco. Can't take anything away from her try. 2 races back, got the sharp comment on the 16th of December. Just nipped at the wire by Reed All About It, pretty much a winning race. Comes back to 6 after a 4.5 furlong try at Charlestown. She's the one to beat. She's probably got a distinct, maybe tactical advantage over this field. It looks like nobody can really run with her early unless the one kind of comes back to that speed. She's going to be sent out, I think, with Acosta. That's the one, Folly Fashion. But LX Sunrise has enough tactical speed. I like the little freshening, a consistent late run up at Parks. I know she's only 3 for 39. 19 times second, is that correct, Dave? Did I see that stat right?
Yeah.
19 times second out of 39 starts. She's going to make the best, I think, late run in this field and maybe pull a little mild upset over the 7.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
He's got a text from Action Andy.
All right.
Says, tell Keith he's out of his mind. He's a big formulator man now.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what's he saying?
And Mary Pattershaw with this kind of layoff.
Yes.
Last 5 years, 0 for 13.
Beautiful, thank you. Put me right in the winner's circle.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Well,
That
you
happens.
know, people trying to out handicap you.
Yeah.
Let him come up here and
I'm
do
used
it.
to the abuse.
Well, yeah, I know.
It happens all. Wait till I get to my selection in the last race. No.
Yeah, well, he's allowed 1 free square text a day.
Yeah, but who put Andy on the 20-1 shot that ran second in the last off of appearance? That's
oh,
the
yeah.
key.
Yesterday for the big triple.
Yeah,
It's a trend going back into Catherine Nielsen's barn. Kind of an interesting speed play. I mean, you know, it's a reclaim going back into a barn that had some success. The 4-horse It's a Trend in the 8th race, but again, you know, Renaissance Rosie probably about as quickest of them early.
Yeah. I do fear It's a Trend. You know, Renaissance Rosie, if she doesn't fire, you know, it looks like they want to give her away too, Renaissance Rosie. So you got to take that into the fact. But It's a Trend, a reclaim a horse they want. They know. She's popped a 69 by her. You know, you see a Penn, a good race at Pimlico. She's reunited with Wolfson. I would throw her underneath. I don't know if she's good enough to win it, but she could definitely be a user underneath. It's a tough little scramble of a race once you get away from the 7.
And the 9th race, where's the speed in the 9th? I mean, I just kept looking at this race last night. There's not a lot of speed in here. You know, Hard Drive, Confirmed Closer, Barnard's Galaxy.
Yeah.
You know, Brandon with his second starter with a 20-1 Bluegrass Foxtrot. Yeah, pace could make this race. I guess Flash Heart would be. Steve Hamilton picks up the mount there on a big price, and Flash Heart, he looks like the speed of any speed in here.
Cortez leaves Flash Heart. He's going to go over to drop the pop. The blinkers come off pretty quick in Fraternal's last time that he was involved in. Drop the pop. Flash Heart, he usually is one-dimensional. Let's go ahead and go right to the front. I think DNA approved from the rail, Dave.
He's
going to go with
speed.
some speed.
Right.
Steady, you know, within the first opening 1/8 of a mile last time out. The race got away from him. He's competitive for Open 5, DNA approved. He fits really well. The barn trying to get back off the schneid, but yeah, this is the pick where, you know, that everybody was abusing me about. That's fine. Barnard's Galaxy, I think his last 3 aren't that bad. It's been a long time for him. The winner's circle gets in light today with Anna Carreau. All she's got to do is settle, save a little bit of ground. I think the race falls apart at the 16th pole. That last race is good enough behind Magic Harbor Turbine. I think he can go ahead and sustain the old 8-year-old.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a pace meltdown in this kind of race for a horse like that to win.
Photogenic's going to be up within it too. Yeah,
absolutely got a shot. How about Brandon's horse, Bluegrass Foxtrot, going to the Wayback Machine? If he can get him to run the way he did at Laurel behind Doc Cebu, you know, perhaps. I mean, that's a horse seemingly off form right now, but that's why you're picking a price in this race there, Barnard's Galaxy.
Race back October 3rd. I remember that race now. Yeah, rushed up. Well, I got the lead. We loved them that day. I think Doc Cebu might have been the favorite for Kieran.
And
we got nabbed at the wire.
So anyway, interesting card here. Keith's got that early pick 5 play, spreading a lot in the last leg, the 5th race in the pick 5 this afternoon. And remember, no high 5 wagering the first and second, but a nice high 5 carryover of 8,696, and that's an 8-horse field in the third race of the afternoon. And the pick 6 carryover is $4,281. That's it for him today at the races at Laurel Park.
Did Andy give us his selection in that race?
No. That's they just text with abuse,
right.
but they never offer any.
I know where he lives.
All righty. That's it for today at the races, sponsored by Fidelity First, and I'll be back in a few moments with the early changes for the Laurel Park card. Track is rated good.
Good luck.